Hi everyone. Today I'm at home, so rather than being in the car and moving about, I thought I'd do a Facebook Live today from home, a bit more comfortable. What I want to talk to you today is a bit of a progression from the last video that I did. It was about self-care and why you should be taking your health in your hands, basically be more hands-on with your health. Today I want to talk to you about high blood pressure. Why am I talking about high blood pressure? Now, I'm not a doctor, as most of you know. I'm a personal trainer. However, I do a lot of research. I do have clients that got high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes. I deal with clients with autoimmune and also the problems. High blood pressure is known as a silent killer. Reason being is because it does not give you symptoms all the time. Actually, very often you don't have any symptoms at all until something bad happens. It could be as serious as a stroke or a heart attack. I was looking at statistics today just to get an idea how bad things are with high blood pressure, and based on the recent statistics, 62,000 deaths are due to high blood pressure in the UK, and those deaths could easily be avoided if blood pressure was managed. The reason the blood pressure is not managed is because most people do not even know that they got high blood pressure. The statistics are as high as a third of a population that's got high blood pressure does not know they got high blood pressure. And that is very serious. In addition to that, 90% of people who are well got high blood pressure and they are controlled for medication, actually their blood pressure is not controlled to the level it should be controlled. And for this, actually, I have a personal experience, not myself, my husband. I'm sure you won't mind me sharing this with you. Hi Azra, hi Karen, hi Shannon. So a few people on board here. Please feel free to leave any comments if you want to in the meantime. So my husband has been on high blood pressure medication for quite some time, a few years. And as far as we knew, it was fine. You get put on medication by the doctor, and generally speaking, they might review you, in the first few months, and then they just leave you on devices unless you contact the doctor when there's a problem, if there's another problem. Well, my husband had been on medication for quite some time, and I got, as you probably many of you know, I got involved with World Global, who do the main device, wearable device, technology device is called the Hilo, which is this. One of the things the Hilo measures on an ongoing basis, 24/7 throughout the day, is your blood pressure. And I gave one device to my husband, and I gave a device to his mum as well, because his mum, she's elderly, she lives by herself, so we want to monitor to see what's going on with her as well. And we were shocked initially with my husband because we kept on getting this high reading for him. And of course, the reading, Marco was getting high readings on his Hilo. He was getting warning from his Hilo application on the phone. I was getting warning as his guardian, and I will cover in a second what that means. But I was linked to his Hilo, so I can see if there's any problem. I get warning as well to make sure he's okay. And we kept on getting high warnings, and it couldn't work out. How is it possible? He's on medication. The Hilo must be wrong. So we used a high blood pressure monitor, which is standard medical grade device, to double check all these readings, and it was coming up the same, literally just a few points difference between the Hilo and the medical grade device. So it kept on going on for a while, and we say, well, that can be right. You need to go back to the doctor, because if your blood pressure, we're talking really high blood pressure, and he was on medication. And I told him, you're going to end up with a heart attack. You've got to go back to your doctor and find out what's going on. So he went back to the doctor, and he showed the doctor the readings that the doctor had on his Hilo, because you get a history, of all your reading, that you can actually get a graph and see how well or badly you're doing with your blood pressure. So, of course, the doctor being a doctor, they're not into this wearable technology stuff. It's, I'll take your blood pressure. Took his blood pressure, and it was high. So then he had to start listening. Okay, something is not right here. So to cut a long story short, it took quite a few doctor's visits for the doctors to realize the problem was that his body got used to the medication. So first of all, they increased the dose, didn't do anything. Then they tried, okay, let's take some medication at night and some medication in the morning, because what we noticed on the Hilo readings is that his blood pressures at night was pretty much within normal, and then the moment he got up in the morning, up until 9 o'clock in the evening, it was all over the place, really high. So the doctor said, well, let's try maybe to take half of medication at night, half of medication in the morning, and see whether that stabilizes it a little bit. Oh, that made him feel really ill, massive headaches. It was like he wasn't taking any medication. That didn't work. So eventually went back on the last visit, and the doctor said, okay, what I think the problem is your body's got used to the medication now, and it's not having the effect needed. So we'll have to give you another medication. So originally it was on 2 different tablets, so it had to be put on 3 tablets. You know, we'll monitor a couple of weeks, come back, and we'll see how you're feeling and everything. And yeah, it took a little bit of time for that to have an effect, but eventually it had the effect desired. And now we can see from his reading on the Hilo that, you know, his blood pressure is pretty much fine. He's got every now and again some peaks, so we are monitoring that to make sure he's okay. But actually that resolved the problem. Now, the point of this story is that we would have never known his blood pressure was so high at such dangerous levels had we not had something to measure it, in our case the Hilo. You know, he wasn't in his thoughts at any point in time to measure himself, you know, with the blood pressure. Even before we got the Hilo, he never thought I need to check my blood pressure regularly, because it was a medication as far as he knew. You know, that would fix it, and he had no symptoms. You know, often when your blood pressure goes really, really bad, you get headaches, you start feeling sick, you know, you generally feel well. He had no symptoms whatsoever. His blood pressure was a ridiculous level. We're talking about 170 over 100 plus, yeah? So these are really high readings for somebody on medication. So, why am I saying this to you? Well, the blood pressure, as I said to you, is responsible for 62,000 deaths a year, and these are the latest figures. And all these deaths could be avoided. How do you avoid them? Well, you need to know. You need to be aware of what is going on in your body. And this follows on from a live that I did on Saturday about, you know, diet and, you know, being aware of what's going on, get blood tests, find your results yourself. The reality is that doctors have not got the time to check everyone. You know, you go there, there's a problem, they give you a pill, off you go. And unless you go back and say, listen, this is not working, they assume you're done, you're fixed, you know, and they can't just keep chasing me. It's unrealistic. You all know what things are like in NHS. So we need to really be aware of what's going on, and we need to take a little bit of responsibility for our own health, you know, and it's really easy these days to do that. I mean, we use, as I mentioned, we use the Hilo. Now, the beauty of this gadget, first of all, is just nice, very easy, straightforward bracelet. Yeah, it's got the lights underneath, which measures the lights. You know, light goes through the skin and measures various things. So, blood pressure 24/7. You can set it to 1 hour, 2 hours. You know, however often you want it to measure. It will measure all the things, all the other gadgets measure, like your calorie burn, the distance you travel, the amount of steps you do, heart rate, and other things. But it also measures your ECG. That's your heart rate. Yeah, your ECG, what you need to go to hospital to measure normally. Now, that is another big thing that is unique to the Hilo. ECG, you know, it will tell you if there's an issue with your heart rate. And if it's an issue, then you must not ignore it, because if it's an issue, this is early warning system. Yeah, same for the blood pressure. You see measurements are not right, you do not ignore that. Otherwise, it's pointless. It will be what you're measuring for. Yeah, so you got 2 options. How do you do it? So you either have something that measures your blood pressures on a regular basis, so you can see the trend, and then you can go to the doctor and show them the trend, or every single day you use, you know, a standard blood pressure monitor. Now, I don't know about you, but I personally don't carry that with me all the time, and quite frankly, it's the one that measures my blood pressure 3, 4, 5 times a day, you know. So it's easy for me just to go about my day, have the Hilo on my wrist, it does everything, it downloads in my application. I can see on my application all my measurements for the day, but I can also see them unlimited for going back month and month and month for the LifeLog application facility. But what's the best part about this is that it doesn't just show me what's going on with me. It shows me what's going on with Marco, because I'm his guardian. So as I mentioned to you before, there is this feature, which is the guardian feature, whereby you can nominate other people to have access to your readings, and you can choose what readings you have. You can be the ECG, it can be the blood pressure, it can be the heart rate, whatever you would like them to have access to. And then whenever those readings go out of normal range, and when I talk about normal range, it's not just a standard range. The Hilo has got an artificial intelligence. So what it does is over time, he understands what's normal for you. So my blood pressure is typically really low. I'll be around 110, 107 over 65, 70. Which for Marco, I'd love to have that one, but for him that's not normal, you know, because of he's older than me, he's a male, he's bigger than me, so his normal blood pressure, it will be a lot higher than that. So if the Hilo gave me warning every time his blood pressure is above the what we class as standard, we're constantly going to be getting, you know, warning all the time. The Hilo's learned what his normal blood pressure is. Every time it goes above that, I get a warning, he gets a warning, and then I got choice to call him to make sure he's okay. Or, you know, if I'm quite happy that he's fine, then I leave it alone. Now, we've also done that for his mother. His mother lives by herself. Of course, she's a lot older, being his mother. And as you know, older people tend to have more issues. Now, in her case, she's actually low blood pressure. So she's lucky, one of a few lucky ladies. But she lives by herself. She recently has had a knee operation. You know, she goes out and about. She's very good. She's very active. She goes out and about, and through the Hilo, we can actually monitor if she's, first of all, if there's heart rate changes, ECG, and any blood pressure anyway, which at the moment, fingers crossed, she hasn't a major problem. But if she goes outside, there's another feature on the Hilo, which is called the SOS. The SOS allows us to see where she is. So if, let's say, touch wood, it doesn't happen, but if she was to fall when she's outside, for example going to church, she was to fall down and hurt herself, all she's got to do is press this little button on the side. You see this doing my readings now, you can see the green light, so it's doing that as part of a you know, set readings I do every 2 hours. You press this little button, that's an SOS, and what will happen is it will send a message to me and Marco, which we are her guardians, immediately with a GPS coordinate of where she is, so we can contact her and check that she's okay. And if she doesn't answer, we're worried, we know exactly where she is, and we can go and, you know, get help to her immediately. So this is my choice, yeah, for my blood pressure, for my heart rate, for my ECG. And actually with the ECG is quite interesting, because I've been taking my ECG readings ever since I've had the Hilo, and it's always been normal. I always wonder, well, will he ever tell you if it's not normal? You know, I know I'm fit, so it's unlikely mine won't be normal, but I was very curious about when does he ever tell you, you know, how bad does it have to be? And I had recently an operation on my wrist for a problem with my tendons. You've got a lovely scar showing in there for that. And before they decided to operate, this was back in December, not long ago, they tried, and went privately, they decided, okay, let's try with cortisone injection, which of course I wasn't keen on, but I rather that than a scalpel cutting me. So we went for that, and by then my wrist was excruciating pain just by itself without touching it. So you imagine you're going to come with a needle like that. I wasn't best pleased, but they told me you're going to put anesthetic in there first, so you won't feel anything. So of course you trust them, you know. And I should be in private, they won't lie to you, of course, you know, but that's a different story. So they did put the injection in for the anesthetic, and the guy went straight in with this humongous needle, and he went in a little bit at a time, and then sprayed some thing there, a little bit further, spray some more. I was in agony. I was passing out. I mean, I was feeling dizzy. The pain was excruciating, and this was with anesthetic, and I personally don't think it left enough time for it to have effect anyway, but that's a different story. So by the time this procedure finished, which felt like it lasted an hour, but it's only about 5-10 minutes, no longer than that, I was shaking. I was literally like that. I felt like I'd been in a car accident. I was in such a bad state. I was feeling dizzy, feeling shaky. My heart rate was going 100 miles an hour. And I couldn't get out of there quickly enough, so I got to my car and I really thought I can't drive because I was feeling dizzy. So I just sat down for a little bit, trying to calm myself down. But it was weird. It wasn't just fear. It was literally, the pain was so intense, my body got into shock. So I said, I want to see what my blood pressure is, because I bet you that's gone up sky high. I did my blood pressure with a Hilo that was slightly higher than normal, but nothing major. And I thought, oh geez, why do I feel like that? So I actually did an ECG out of curiosity. That was the first time I got an abnormal ECG on my Hilo. And that worried me, because I said, my God, that's why I'm feeling so crap. So I waited a little bit longer. I waited about 10 minutes and I said, do another ECG, and it was still abnormal. I said, oh my God, I'm going to have a heart attack. So at least I'm in the right place. I'm in the car park from the hospital, And I had to wait a good half an hour before my ECG went back to normal, And of course, my heart rate was quite high, but then as I waited, it went back to normal. I was able to drive home. So that was quite an interesting thing, because I was not expecting that to have affected my heart rhythm. I thought it would be more a case of blood pressure going up because you're under stress. The pain itself would have pushed it up. My blood pressure was fine, but my ECG was actually really totally out for the first time. Why am I telling you this? Is because had I not checked that, I could have just gone in the car, driven back home, and have an accident because I passed out of the wheel. So my body needed 30 minutes to calm down and bring my parameter back to normal. So, but going back to the blood pressure, how important is it for you to know that not just you, but your loved ones are safe? Is as I said, is a silent killer. You do not always get, actually very often, you do not get any signs there's something wrong with the blood pressure until it's too late. And just because you're fine now, my blood pressure is very low now. Yes, I'm fit. I've always had low blood pressure, but I do not take that for granted that tomorrow and the day after that is going to stay that way, because at the end of the day, we don't know what's going on inside our body, unless we check. So my way of checking it is to have something on my wrist. I can get on about my business throughout the day, and this mine is set every 2 hours because I don't think I need it every hour. But if somebody's got high blood pressure issues and not feeling particularly well, he would want to set it, for maybe every hour. But I do go about my business, don't even worry about that, and it's only if I get a notification something's out of whack, which I've had in the past by notification my breathing rate was too fast. And of course, again, notification my breathing rate is too fast when I'm training. It's my heart rate has to adjust to the level of exercise. If it can't always be 48 beats a minute, because I'd be super fit by then if that was the case. But it's good to know that is monitoring me even when I'm exercising. So it's actually telling me the moment this is not your normal. There's something going on. And Marco probably got the warning because he's my guardian, but he knows me. Unless there's something really, really bad, then he will come, he will leave it alone. Or if something really, really bad, he will come and check, and double check, and try to contact me to make sure I'm okay if something's totally out. So my message for you today, guys, is whichever method you use to measure your blood pressure, do not take that for granted. Just because it's fine today, it's going to be fine. Even more so if you're not fine and your medication, do not take it for granted. Medication's not working, because look what happened with Marco. Had we not had the Hilo, he would have never realized there was a problem, because he was getting no symptoms until something went really, really bad, and then it could be serious problems. So imagine you have a stroke and you end up in a wheelchair. How is that going to affect your lifestyle? Is your income and everything. Even worse, you could die, God forbid, touch wood not, but those are very serious implications of high blood pressure. So it's very simple this day to monitor it. If you want to monitor with a standard gadget, fine. My advice to you will be monitor it every single day. And if you monitor blood pressure with the standard gadget, I'm sure you're aware of it, you must monitor it away from meals, and just me chatting like me to do that. But if you're wearing the Helo, you don't have to worry about that, because it does 24/7 at the intervals you set it at. You can see exactly what your blood pressure does. If there's any peaks that you can't explain, then keep an eye on that. And if you still can't explain, then my advice is early warning. Go to the doctor and say, this is what's happening. Yeah, the doctor will not necessarily say, oh, I love this gadget, because they don't understand technology. But all they're going to do, take the measurement, like they did with Marco. The measurement will confirm what the Helo is saying, all of a sudden they'll take you seriously. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to say for today, guys. Have a great evening. I hope this is helpful. What I'm going to do, by the way, I'm going to put under the comments for this video, I'm going to attach a little YouTube clip that shows you the Helo versus the standard, actually in the hospital one, the full professional hospital blood pressure monitor. Both taking measurement at the same time to show you how really accurate the Helo is. And just to let you know, we are actually soon we're going to be coming out with on the Helo, they're going to bring out the Sugar Trend software, which will allow you to monitor the sugar trend, so how that's changing throughout the day. And that is an invaluable tool, guys, because you may not have any problems at the moment, or you might not think you got problems, but if a sugar trend shows you your sugar levels are going high, low, high, low, high, low, that means that you got a problem with your diet, or you got a reaction to food. Or if it's high all the time, then you got a problem with potential risk of diabetes. So what you will do with that, you go to the doctor, you say this is what's happening, the doctor will test you with a blood test, and then you got your answer there. Okay, so it's early warning, guys. It's all about making sure you don't wait till the last minute. It's all about prevention, not cure. So prevention is in your hands. It's your life, it's your health. It's up to you to prevent potential problem, and you can do it so easily today. It's wearable technology, great, like the Helo. You want to use the old manual system, fine, but whatever you do, please do. Your life may depend on it. Have a great week. It's Monday, so hopefully you all started very well. I know Monday's not a favorite day for anyone, but for me it makes no difference. We're 7 days a week, Monday, Saturday, Sunday is the same. So have a great week. Hope you find it useful. Check out the video that I'm going to attach to the comments, and if you want to find out more about the Helo, how it works, and how to get it, just message me and I'll guide you through that. Have a great day. See you guys.